Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How is everybody doing?
Good.
Enjoying the fall weather, I hope.
It's probably around it's sunset where I am.
Same.
Oh, also for those of you who haven't known this, I, Ellie Abbott, and my sister Sophie Abbott, here, so you'll see her in the EV onesie. She's a big Pokemon fan.
Pokemon fan right here.
Yes, are officially 13.
That's so exciting, Ellie.
Awesome.
Our birthday was last Saturday, October 1st.
Congratulations. That's a great.
Also we got a Nintendo Switch.
Great way to celebrate. I love it.
Yeah.
We ate the cake. We devoured the cake.
Erin, I think we're probably at our max for this week. We had some pretty low enrollment, I think, due to fall break.
Okay. Then I guess, do we want to go around the room then and have everybody, I think Karen and Ellie are new.
We had Ellie Fulton last week.
Oh, yes, we did. Okay. I see that now.
Both of our Ellies, but I don't recognize Karen. Do you want to unmute and say hi, Karen?
Hi, yes, I had to leave early last meeting. I was here. I forgot to log off.
No worries. No worries. We're glad that you're here. Can you remind us what grade you're in and where you go to school?
I am a junior right now, and I currently go to Carter High School.
All right. Well, we're so glad that you're here and wanting to talk about natural sciences.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, this is just our very first meeting where we actually get to talk about what we want to do for our science fair projects. And I know that Zoe doesn't want to do one this year. We're hoping to change her mind. But I'm interested to know if Karen or either of our Ellies have thoughts about what you want your project to be for SASEF this year.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to attend. Probably when I'm 16 or 14, I might. Hey, but I got a good idea what I'm gonna do if I join.
Well, tell us what that'll be.
About albino animals.
Okay. What about?
Why are they white? Why couldn't they be black?
Okay.
I think that project sounds like something that you could learn from a little bit of internet research. And you might want to try to think about a project for SASEF that would ask a more broad question about albino animals. Maybe something.
Yeah, I forgot. I was originally going to do it. I thought the idea when I was 12 years old, and I had a broad question, but I forgot it due to time, and I'm trying to rethink it again.
That's okay. That's good. Ellie, what makes you want to wait until you're older to come to SASEF?
Mainly my schedule, the pressure. I don't do well with time and things.
That's fair. That makes a lot of sense. But the great thing about SASEF is that it's October now, and you don't even have to register until January. So you still have 3.5 months to think about an idea and start on an idea. And then SASEF doesn't even happen until March. So not a lot of time crunch now. So if you'll think about it, I bet Erin could help you come up with a good project that you could do for SASEF this year.
Yeah, and if you're interested in albinism and why they're albino, so maybe looking into like if albinism is more frequent in certain types of animals. So maybe is albinism more common in mammals versus reptiles, or mammals versus birds? And you could do that without actually having to go and look for animals. You could do that all from your computer and just looking up different papers that talk about albinism and what they study. And that's something that I could help you with.
Okay.
She's willing to consider it, Aaron. So we'll take that for right now.
Yeah, if you think on it, I completely understand, but just know you have help.
Okay.
Good.
Well, what about Ellie Fulton or Karen? Do you guys have thoughts about what you would want to do your project on?
I mean, like, I'm not sure of a specific idea, but I'm thinking more like, I don't know, something to do with more cellular processes. I don't know, maybe metabolism or I don't know, something around there, but I really can't think of anything like to ask about that.
No, you're in the right place. That is a good place to start. If you know that you're interested in cellular processes, you're in a lane. So you've narrowed it down more than a lot of people who just say, I don't know, I like biology. So that's a good place to start.
Yeah. So is there a part of metabolism that you're interested in, like human metabolism, or do you want to look into cells? One might be than the other.
I feel like both, because right now I'm in AP biology, but I'm also taking nutrition, like the last level that's currently focused more like the digestive system and things like that.
Okay.
And that's mainly where that stems from.
Okay. Very cool. Trying to think. It's a tough one, but a cool topic, but a tough one to study. Particularly the cellular part of it. Let me think on that.
I mean, she'd be wanting to use some kind of model organism, right? So she's probably looking at bacteria.
Yeah.
Because you're not really going to be studying metabolism in something bigger than that in a SACEF project, right? So you're probably looking at bacteria. You might want to think a little bit more on what you want to know about them, or start your research on specific pathways in a certain type of bacteria that you can get from a company like Carolina Biological, right? Your AP biology teacher will be able to tell you where she orders things for your school. And if it's something like Carolina Biological, you can look on their online catalog and find out what kind of organisms they have. And then with a little bit of research about that organism, you might be able to find something interesting enough to spark a question in you.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to add to that for now, Aaron, but I think that that's a spot to potentially start for you, Karen.
Yeah, I think bacteria would be the easiest way to go. Maybe yeast.
Maybe yeast.
Yeah, that, and maybe if you're really interested in more complex things, yeast might be, or something more similar to, generally more similar to humans and bacteria. You could do a yeast, and those are all things that you could grow in like a petri dish. So I don't know if have you seen a petri dish before? Are you familiar? Yeah, so something like that. That would be, those are always my favorite experiments to look at as a microbiologist. I love seeing them, and they're fun. Just in general, they're fun to work on. So definitely thinking about, yeah, fungi or bacteria would be the easiest route to go, unless you were to work with like a whole human. But then I'm not sure. That's a lot of paperwork.
Too much paperwork. You don't want to go that route. And you know, if Karen is a junior and in an AP bio class, there's a possibility that she could get connected with a mentor, somebody at UT. You're at Carter, so you're not far. She's just over the Jeff County line in Strawberry Plains, right? So potentially that's something that we can look at, is trying to find a connection for you. As a junior, your project could stand to be pretty advanced. So maybe that's something that Aaron can kind of look for at UT and see if there's somebody doing a cool project.
Yeah, if there's something you're interested, if you wanted to come to campus and do research, I could probably find someone who would love some help and loves to mentor. So those two, it's a perfect storm for for a science fair project. So just let me know. You can email the email that they put in the chat. I don't know if it's still in the chat, but if you emailed,
I can put it.
okay, yeah, I think it's at. If you email that email, they'll be able to put you in connection with me, and I'll be able to start hunting down folks at the university.
Great, thank you. I really appreciate both of your help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Karen, I do think you have a good idea. And if we can connect you with somebody, or if you can do a little bit of research on what type of organism you want to use, I think we can help you kind of hone that project into something that would be really cool.
Yep.
Don't give up on it. Stick with us. Let's develop that idea and bring it back. Okay.
Awesome.
Ellie Fulton, what about you? Do you have something in mind that you want to talk to us about? Or we can just help steer you into some direction if you have any thoughts about it.
She said she'll give us some ideas when she gets home in a few moments.
Oh, okay. Got to pull that chat back up. Sounds good.
Good. How about you, Zoe?
Yeah, tell us about your tree, Zoe.
All right. Recently, the tree died. Like half of it is dead. We know that for sure. In about the middle of summer, the leaves started falling off. And so there, I would go out and show you, but the internet dies as soon as I leave these walls. But the tree, the half of the tree further that way, it still has green leaves on it. And the tree closer to the house is pretty much dead. My dad cut off a lot of the branches.
Do you know?
Let me pull it up real quick. It's either maple or oak. I don't remember which one. My grandfather used to tell me, but he'd tell me about all the trees, and we have a lot on our property at one time. So let me see here. This is just a picture of one of the slices of the branch because my brother wanted that. Let's see if I can. There we go. What is that?
Looks like. So that's the branch cut.
Yeah, this is one of the branch pieces.
Okay.
There we go.
It looks like there's some rot in the center of the.
Yeah, well, it's been dead for, I don't know, I guess it would be 3 months now.
Okay.
Before we cut it.
And you said that the leaves were falling off from one half of the tree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The same half that the trunk had shown signs of fungus growing on it and like the weird melted marshmallow stuff that I told you about last year.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to show, okay, do you know, I'm gonna show you a picture of a leaf. And you tell me if it's the right leaf or not, okay?
All right.
Because that'll help me. It's like if someone told you they have a sick pet, but then they were like, I don't know what kind of pet it is, but it's.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
No. It helps me to. It's the first step in diagnosing a disease is knowing the plant. So hold on, let me pull up a picture of a leaf.
Let me see if I can pull something off here. I might be able to pull a stunt, an internet stunt. Those are the most dangerous kinds.
Okay. Does it look like one of these leaves here?
Yeah, it does look like that. Let me know if my internet just dies. Right.
So it's a maple. Okay.
All right. Taking off. Okay, I'm outside my wonderful yard.
Okay.
Here is the tree. So as you can see, the half facing us, all of this stuff here is dead. And the part down over there near the shed is still green. Parts of them are dying, but it's also close to autumn.
Not gonna lie, it's really hard for me to see it.
That's what I was about.
Let me get down closer. I have a path down here. Oh my gosh, we have the giantest bugs living close to our house. Ah! All right.
I think we're gonna lose.
We are down by the trunk.
Okay. So
Lighting's horrible. I'm sorry.
it's okay. So you have two trunks.
Yeah, it's split right
Okay.
here. It's been split for as long as I can remember.
And 1/2.
So that's perfectly natural.
Where you broke up
sorry.
there, Zoe.
This half, oh, hold on. This half is alive. This part is completely alive. It's
Okay.
doing great. One weird thing, we do have
Zoe, we might need you to go back in your house and connect to the
bugs
internet
in
to
it.
tell
Let's
us
see if I can
about
get
it.
Yeah, Zoe, I think you're breaking up on us. You wanna-
Okay. Here's a leaf.
Oh, can't see it yet.
I'm heading back. I'll see if I can get my mom to get some more pictures.
Yeah, I would say
Hey.
have your mom take some pictures and send them to the prep email, but have her take some pictures of the leaves because that will help me.
Here's one. This one isn't eaten up, so.
Yeah,
that's a maple. Definitely a maple. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. That was more difficult than it probably should have been. But
no,
I'm not.
that was like a VSC field trip.
Yeah.
yeah, got to go into my yard. How fun is that? And hear all the neighbors' dogs.
I don't know much about maple diseases, but if you give me some pictures, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's fun. We love diagnosing plant diseases. It is very fun.
Whatever makes you happy.
So Zoe, do you want to tell us a little bit? So we know you said that you aren't planning to do it this year, but are you still thinking about the science fair?
I'm seriously considering doing it. I really want to.
Hey.
I don't know. I have a really heavy course load this year. All my reading for my literature course is stuff like St. Augustine's Confessions, and it's a ton of it. So it takes a lot of time to read that. And I'm not entirely sure what I want my project to be, but I know if I was going to do one, I'd want to do one on the environmental programs that zoos take and what impact those have and how successful are they and what's like the most popular one. Because when I did my project last year, and I sent the survey to the herpetology experts at different zoos, a lot of them were talking about, well, we take this environmental program, and I heard a lot about some sort of, I think it was like a Puerto Rican toad. And so they basically took their eggs and fertilized them and took care of them. And then when they were into tadpoles and strong enough to survive, they sent them back down to whatever country they came from, and they were good. They're repopulating it. But a lot of states participated in that. Okay, so but that kind of got me interested.
So you're thinking more like what type of like rehabilitate or like restoration programs they use?
Yeah.
For these animals? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so one good thing about your project is you have connections from your previous projects, right? Mm-hmm. So you've talked to people before. So one of your first steps would be to start reaching back out to those people. Well, after you have a little bit more of a concrete idea of what you want your project to be, start reaching back out to the people that you've already worked with and start getting answers from them. And then you can start to build some like preliminary data. And then when you want to go and reach out to new people, you can share some of that with them and say, this is what I've been working on. These are the people that I've been working with. And you could talk to the people that you've been working with in the past and see if they can give you more names and more emails so that you can expand your research beyond what you've done in the previous years.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll talk to my mom about it.
You're not starting from scratch, right? You have runway, which is really good.
It's the first big step. I also have a very big, it's not like I'm the manager or anything, but I have a bigger contact at my zoo, so that might be easier. I went to a zoo camp over the summer and got to meet a bunch of the major, the East mammal specialists and I got to talk to one of the herpetology experts and their main trainer and all that. So I do have kind of a bit more of an in where I could talk to them and ask for this and that and get it.
That's important. That's very important.
Yeah, but it was exciting. I'm pretty excited about maybe doing a Say Stuff project. I just really hope that I can.
We're excited about you doing one.
I just need to figure it out a lot sooner this time.
Yeah, we definitely want to see you participate again. Zoe, your project was really great last year, and we loved how you built upon what you did when you were in middle school. I think that as you go down this path with the rehab programs at zoos, make sure that eventually you narrow it into a question. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's a big nebulous thought, but as you learn more, as you talk to the people that you know at the zoos, you want to narrow it down to something more specific.
All right. Thank you.
We'd love, 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 love to see a third year continuation. And if you can focus it on the environmental side, there are a lot of special awards in the environmental area.
Yeah. It's part of the reason that I picked this is because we noticed that last year. We noticed there were a lot more, granted, environmental sciences competitors, but there were a lot more rewards that were specific for that area. And that's part of what Mom said. She was like, if you're going to do a third year of this, gear it towards that, and then maybe you can get into that and you can be part of that instead of, like, I think I was one out of maybe 2 people in animal sciences, if not the only one last year. But I still had fun.
Well, and animal science is a great category to be in. And so there's nothing wrong with going with animals, but the issue, what I was thinking about was just the fact that there's all these extra special awards too. So you could win in animal science category, or you could win in environmental science category, but there are special awards too that you could potentially get in environmental that don't exist in animal science. I have a child screaming. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ellie, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you're thinking of doing?
So last year I had this idea, but it got kind of hectic around like fall and stuff, so I didn't participate but in the fair. But this year I don't think I have anything going on.
Okay.
So 4 or 5 years ago, I did I was in 4th grade. So I did this project for just like the school fair or like my class or something. And then it was like I tested like different waters. Like my grandparents went on a cruise and they brought water back from like different places. And then like I did like my tap water, like my school's tap water, like, you know, those kind of things. And I just tested like whatever was on that strip. It had a lot of stuff, and I recorded the data. So I kind of wanted to see, because I still have the water and I don't get leaked at all. So I kind of wanted to see how it had changed over these past few years.
Okay.
But now that I've been thinking about it, I don't know if I really want to do it. Maybe like in like 5 years, not 5 years, like when it's like hits like 5 years, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So
it's not like, 3 years ago, it's like 5 years ago, like a solid.
I mean, you could always start doing it now and then track the change in the water over multiple years. It never hurts to have more data. Is there something you expect to observe? Is there a reason that you would think the water would change?
I don't know. I just wanted to see if there's no results, then then that won't be the project. But
but you're interested in water, right? So in general?
No, it was just that one thing, but I just thought that it would be cool to see now.
Okay. No, I mean, I like doing things that you're excited about. So if you're excited about it, let's do it. Are there other aspects of natural sciences that you're interested in either?
It's just kind of like a general. I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, that idea.
Okay.
I kind of, because I don't really, these past few years, it was like virtual, and then it was like I went to homeschool. So it was just
Gotcha.
kind of been like, like go, go, go. So I just kind of want to see, like, I don't know, I haven't really tested out anything with, like, science-y, or, like, of course I've been interested in it, but it's not like I have any, like, fairs or stuff like that. So I just kind of want to explore.
Sure. Well, hey, that's what we're here for. And the more you explore now, the better idea of what you like down the road. So we're excited to hear that that's what you want to do. So with the one thing you could do, just things that if you want to like generate ideas and play around with, is so you could go to there's a lot of water in Tennessee, like in this general area, that you can always go and test and see like I'm assuming this strip has like pH and
Yeah,
a bunch of other things like that.
It had a lot of stuff.
So what you could do is you could start going out to these places and just dipping the strip in the water and recording the values for those particular locations. And maybe once you start testing a bunch of different sites, you can start to look for certain patterns. So maybe you're looking at places that are forested and you're finding that the water there tends to have a more neutral pH, whereas water that you're testing near the river and where it's more open has a different kind of pH or a different kind of chemistry. And maybe you can start to formulate questions based off of that. Any additional thoughts, Jennifer?
Well, I missed the really beginning. My apologies, Ellie. You were saying that you had done a project similar to this 3 years ago. Is that what you were telling us?
Yeah.
Okay. And what bodies of water did you test then?
I don't remember all of them, but I know I did my tap water, I think my schools, I did the national park water.
Okay.
It was like 10. My parents went on my grandparents went on a cruise and they brought back water.
I am pretty sure that I remember this project. I think that I might have talked to you. Did you do it at SASEF?
No, it was at school, but I was going to do it last year, but it was kind of hectic last year because it was my first year doing.
Okay.
So
you told us about the cruise water before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked about the project I did a few years
Okay.
ago.
I'm like, I remember this cruise water project. I think that Aaron's on the right track with trying to test natural water sources instead of processed water sources. Whenever you're talking about tap water and water from a cruise ship or things like that, you're looking at water that's been treated, right?
The water that they took from when they were on a cruise, it was like when they went to like a beach.
Oh, okay. So you had some ocean water.
Took one from Nassau.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's a natural water source for sure. I think that you're gonna, similar thing to what we've been talking about with Zoe, is trying to narrow down a question that you want to be able to ask. It's a good project for an elementary school student to say, I'm looking at the differences in water quality measurements in all this different type of water. But now as you're moving up into the junior division, it's important to be able to hone in on a question. And we sometimes see a lot of water quality projects at SASEF. And the better water quality projects are measuring changes through time, like of a single river where they're taking data weekly for 6 months or something like that, or a project that spanned several years and we've got lots of annual data on the river, or ask a really good, interesting question, like whether we have plants or animals that are affecting the water in some way.
It was just like a random idea I had because I found the box the other day with all the water in it. I'm not like too psyched about it, but I would definitely like to like explore with different things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely think that you should do that. I think water quality is a good topic. And like we're saying to Zoe, it's environmental science. So it's got this environmental slant to it, which opens up some additional award categories, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So if you can, I absolutely think looking into water quality a little bit more to try to narrow that project in is a good idea.
One like quick and easy thing you could do is you could go and take, if you can find like a stream nearby where the water is flowing, and take your strips and just go to multiple places along the stream and dip the strips in and record the values and see how much it varies along that stream. And then if you can find a place where there's like a pond or a lake where the water isn't flowing, and do something similar where you walk around the perimeter of the pond a similar distance and take the same number of strips and see how much it varies when the water isn't flowing, and just start making comparisons that way. Those kinds of things could just be a good way for you to start coming up with projects. So just testing out different variables, looking at whether the water flows, whether it's standing. That's always an interesting and easy first step to coming up with a project.
It also makes a great answer for a judge at SACEF when the judge inevitably asks you, how did you come up with this problem? Right? Any of you who've competed in SACEF before, Zoe's nodding. Yeah, that's the question they're going to ask you. And it's nice if you have a good story about, oh, I was interested in water, so I did all these preliminary tests, right? Not, well, I Googled it online. I searched for water quality science fair projects and found this one, right?
Yeah. And if you end up next time we meet with you, you end up deciding you're not into water quality at all and you want to do something entirely different, that's awesome too. Mm-hmm. I've changed my mind 1,000 times. I was not originally a plant pathologist. So don't hesitate to come to us with different ideas either. We're excited to hear about anything.
Yeah, and if you do stick with it, but you have more questions about what you might want to do, feel free to do that too. We can go a little bit deeper in it. You guys are lucky. This was a small group, so we got to kind of dive deep into each one of your ideas, which was really nice. And I think that it's important as you're starting this process, if you're thinking about entering SACEF, to go ahead and start taking some notes on what your ideas are and how you came up with these and all the things that you thought about before you land on the project that you're going to do. Judges like to see that you put a lot of effort into it. So you can get some points just by being able to show all the process before you even get to your actual question.
Yeah.
That's an important little piece of it.
And if you start before we meet again next month, and you make a couple mistakes and experiments fail, that's even better. Record that. Make sure you keep track of those things, because that we had some experiments like that last SACEF, and that was some of the most impressive stuff, because the number of experiments that I have that fail, but I have to learn from those experiments and try the next thing, is infinite. So if you guys can show us that you learn from that in this process, that's just super exciting.
So. Before I go, another reason why I probably can't join now is because of that I do theater. I am currently right now doing the Addams Family with the rec center near my house, and me and my sister, yes, we're both doing the Addams Family, by the way, just signed up for Shrek, the musical, also with the rec center. For Addams Family, we're going to be ancestors. For the Shrek, we're going to be happy people, which we have no idea, but I am 50% confident that it's going to be the little wooden puppets.
You mean the Duloc dancers? Yeah,
the Duloc dancers.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and theater is a really great thing to do that could absolutely help you in the long run. But if you have time to squeeze in SACEF, think about it for sure. There's often also a virtual version too. So if coming down into Knoxville is going to be part of the problem, the people in the UTK office will work with you to do a virtual interview for your project. So don't let that hold you back if you can find time.
Okay.
Awesome.
Karen, I'm really interested in hearing what kind of research you do. If you're able to look into yeast or some bacteria and see if there's some process that you're interested in, I'd really like to make sure that you're able to come back to the November meeting with a little bit of research so that Aaron can help you dive a little deeper into that one.
Yeah. And like I said, if in the meantime you want me to start looking into people at UT who you can work with, just let me know through the email, and we can start digging for people. I can try to think of some. Don't know many people who do bacteria work, but I can find somebody.
Karen, is your AP Bio class at the end of the day?
Yes, it is my last period.
See, they usually do that, and it's always really nice. So I taught AP Biology, and it was very nice to be able to let students who had a mentor be able to go early at the end of the day, or, you know, skip class if they needed to go down to UT. And if that's something that maybe your parents would let you be able to do, sometimes that works out really well for the mentor, because then it's during regular hours and not let me drive all the way after school and not get to you until 4:30. So that's something for you to know about too, Aaron. That's good news. Last period AP Bio is the way to do it.
I did not know that, but that's awesome.
Depending on your AP Bio teacher, I don't know her, Karen, but maybe she'd be flexible on that. Who's your teacher?
Her name is Ms. Gilbert. Well, I don't know her first name. I forgot her first name.
Okay, well, maybe we can work with Miss Gilbert and see what we can do to find a good connection for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, they're about to kick us out of our breakout room, and we know that natural sciences is the best, and we have the most fun in this room. Does anybody have any closing comments they need to make sure they make before we go? We were all just so quiet.
Oh wait, I have one.
Okay.
Aaron was talking about how experiments fail, and I recently, to prove that point, I'm doing, oh my gosh, I already forgot. It's like biology. I'm pretty sure I'm doing biology. I might be doing chemistry. Either way, I was covering DNA.
Okay.
D-ribonucleic acid or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to find the DNA of a potato. So I tried it like 4 times and it didn't work. I couldn't get the DNA to come out. I was doing everything that it said. And then I found out I had the wrong percentage of ethanol.
That is
I was
important.
10% off. So it wasn't even like it was that much, but still. So that's proof. I had to figure that out.
10% is a huge percent off.
I didn't buy it. My mom did. So I told her I needed 95% and she got 85.
Hey, you know what? I'll be honest and say it took me 2 years to get good DNA out of a walnut tree. So, you know, you were right there with me.
I've even done this before. Like I recently took DNA out of a strawberry in a science class that I took, and I couldn't get it out of the potato because I didn't have the right percentage of ethanol.
That's awesome. The one people usually do is a strawberry because it mushes up really easily.
Yeah, I would think a strawberry would be a lot easier to do.
Yeah. Or a walnut tree for that matter.
Yes.
Guys, it was great to see you. It was so good to see you. They're going to kick us out.
See ya.
Welcome back. Just wait for everyone to come back. No. Okay, so while we wait for others to join us, does anyone want to discuss something that happened in their breakout room? Have you maybe put in any idea on a project for SACEF yet?
I'll put a plug in for the physical sciences. We need to have more students in there. So there's some great projects to do in chemistry and physics. And we've got an excellent geologist who wants to work with you on projects. So if you didn't find exactly what you're looking for in the breakout room you're in, I highly recommend physical sciences.
We do have a student in the natural sciences room who's interested in water quality and could potentially benefit from coming to speak to the physical sciences mentor next month. Something to think about if you decide to stick with water quality, Ellie, you might want to pop into physical sciences.
We've got a board certified chemist right there.
Okay. Is everyone back?
I think everyone's back.
Okay, perfect.
We're gonna need to find out a way to no offense ever, Ellie, but we're gonna need to find a way. My name's Ellie too, and we're gonna need to find a way to tell us apart. No offense, but I confused myself for you.
So Ellie Abbott is Ellie the first.
And Ellie Fulton is the one doing the water quality project.
Gotcha.
I figured you would know, Ellie, since you weren't talking about water quality.
Just taking an opportunity to not steal, but borrow a student, Ellie Fulton, water transmitting diseases to humans, just saying human sciences.
Look at you, Ellie. You've got all kinds of ideas now.
Water cleaning and purification methods, engineering, saying we're gonna just keep throwing these out there.
Water across the board is a good subject in general.
Water is the bane of my existence in my actual research. So.
Yeah.
Okay, any last comments before we move on to the incentive prize? Going once, twice? All right. Okay, so while you guys were in your breakout rooms, I did go ahead and pick a winner. Can you guys, I am tired today, guys. I'm so sorry. All right, and it is a longtime participant, Miss Zoe. Yay! All right. The prizes are on the left side of the screen. If you may, please go ahead and pick one of those prizes and then send an email to prep@utk.edu. Let me know a good name and address to send the project to, and also obviously, which project you want. So congratulations, Zoe. Zoe, do you mind, have you actually ever previously before this meeting gotten an incentive award from us?
Yes, I did. Last year, I think it was last year, I got a hydraulic arm built engineering kit.
And
it was a kit and I built it.
Wow.
That was last year. That was the year before last.
Really? Okay. Well, I still have it in my closet either way, so.
Do you, which one piques your interest on these prizes?
For me, the drone looks really cool. The drone looks really cool. Yeah.
Popular choice. Okay, go ahead and send an email to prep@utk.edu for the name and address. So Ms. Jennifer can send that off to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for coming. All right. As per usual, we do have multiple platforms for not only SASEF, but prep in general. We have the newsletter, the Twitter account, Instagram account, and Facebook. So you guys can peruse on that and, you know, see what's updating, what's the latest updates with prep. And then, of course, the last thing is next week, we're going to have another guest speaker to close out October, and that is the 25th. You can go ahead and start registering yourself for that. Well, other than that, that's all I have for today's meeting. Anyone have any closing comments, mentors, SASEF members? Kim looks like she's about to say something.
Debbie, I'm always talking. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming. It's really nice to see all the students interested in doing projects.
Great. We hope to see some of you at the SASEF fair, and of course, you know, see if you can figure out other ways you can test water or other elements, and you know, maybe not even skip around to different mentors and, you know, see what their breakout rooms are like. Get a full experience of the virtual science fair, and anything you need from us, please let us know. prep@utk.edu if you have any questions, and we can definitely relay any questions you have to any other members, and then, you know, be the middleman. So, all right, everyone, stay warm and have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.